welcome back. Thank you for joining me, and first of all, thank you for all the support on the very last video of Elden Ring. A lot of you made me cry because you left such a beautiful comments, and I was just like wiping my tears after reading one, but then I got to another one which was also very emotional, so thank you. You engaged with the video so much, and the video is doing really well on the channel and I appreciate it. Thank you for all the support on YouTube and on Ko-fi as well, and I decided to make this one more video. We will have lore reaction videos coming up on the channel, but I really wanted to just sit here and remember the boss fights and rank them, and a lot of people joined the channel recently, and of course they won't be able to watch all the boss fights straight away because there's just so many hours of content. So this will give like a general idea on how the boss fights went and how I felt about them. So I made this template on tiermaker.com, and there are already a bunch of pre-made ones, but I wanted to make one myself so that I could include the bosses that I wanted. This is a public template because I was thinking that it could be really fun if you rank the bosses alongside with me, and we're gonna rank them based on how the boss fight felt, taking into account everything from music to arenas to designs, mechanics, and all that, rather than just difficulty of the bosses. I think it's more fun this way, and yeah, if you decide to also rank these bosses, please share on Discord and let's get into it. I did spend some time on preparing this because I wanted the names of the bosses to be visible, and I was like going as I remember the bosses, so there's no really specific order to them, but I don't have to go necessarily by this order. Maybe I can just pick and choose. I wanted those initial bosses like Margit, Godrick, Sentinel be first to rank because they're obviously very special. But yeah, let's get into it. So first of all, we have Margit. So Margit screams at me that I have to tell the story behind this boss. As most of you know, when I started the game, my initial class was the bandit. I obviously struggled a lot with that class. It was a poor choice for a beginner like me, and I definitely should have chosen something else. I just thought that the bandit looks cool, I like the daggers, and I didn't really put much thought behind it, even though I knew that the dagger, like assassin kind of build, it was difficult on Dark Souls 3 because I also tried that for a bit. But yeah, so when I started the game, I was really struggling. I remember coming across a troll thinking that it's a boss. I died to it so many times, then I went to Margit, and I died so many times to the point that I was thinking that maybe I should not play this game, that maybe the game is not for me. The open world in general scared me. I came back to Margit later when I created a new character and I explored a bit, I became stronger. I don't know what level I was, but then it went a lot smoother. Overall, I really enjoyed Margit's fight, even though it was so tough. I feel like it really impressed me as the first boss, and the voice lines and just the whole fight in general. I think it was really great. It wasn't like compared to some other bosses, it's definitely not S+ or even S tier, I would say, but I would say that it might be an A. Godrick, I don't think it was too difficult. I don't think I struggled too much on the boss. Like, I know that even based on the lore, this character is kind of a loser. I think that the fight was also not very spectacular. I think it was very average, so I'm just gonna put it in B. Yeah, for like an average boss fight. Sentinel. Maybe we should have started with Sentinel. That is definitely an introduction to Elden Ring. I skipped him. I remember trying a couple of times and then I skipped him. I think that it's like, it's not very epic boss fight, but it's definitely very iconic boss fight. And we came across a lot of Sentinels, and then Draconic Sentinel, and then at the very end of the game as well. We're ranking based on the vibe. Maybe I'll put it to B as, but I don't know if they can be compared like that. Well, I guess if we're ranking on the vibe, it can. Like an iconic boss fight, nothing too special, so it's a B. Magma Wyrm. I was debating even if I should add this, I feel like it's one of those repetitive boss fights that it kind of left an impression on me when I first encountered it in the sewing, like it was in Lernia. It was in Lernia. I was a bit impressed, but then I got bored of it really soon. And like the next time I encountered one of these, I was like, damn, again. Overall, he's just tanky. I don't think that the design is very bad, but it's definitely not the best, you know? I think I'm gonna put it to even D. Maybe it's because like I fought so many of them already, like even in Night Rain. Maybe I'm just very tired of this boss in general. I'll keep it in D. Regal Ancestor Spirit. Okay, this one is one of my favorites. I fought him very early in the game and I really struggled. I died a bunch, but I absolutely love this boss. I love the arena. I love the general feeling and the soundtrack and the design. I think everything was great about this boss. It's definitely not as flashy as some of the other bosses, but I really liked it, so I'm gonna put it in A. I wonder if this is an unpopular opinion, to be honest. Maybe it's not very memorable for other people. I really liked it though. Okay, full-grown FallingStar Beast. I think the design of this boss is great, but I personally kind of hated it. It was tough, yeah, but like even with Regal Ancestor Spirit it was tough, but I still liked it a lot. With this one, I just really wanted to get through the fight as fast as I can, and then towards, I think we fought 2 of them, maybe 3, maybe I'm remembering it wrong. We definitely fought 1 more towards the end of the game in the hinterlands, and I was just not interested in the boss fight. So I think like the design is great. I like the moveset and like the overall arena that it's in, but I'm gonna put it in C. I think it's better than the Magma Wyrm, maybe because it wasn't overused. I'm not a fan of that boss in general. Radahn. After some of these, we're jumping straight to Radahn, okay? Radahn is definitely an S+. There's like no debating, no questions. Like, it is definitely an S+ fight. It is one of my favorite ones. It was so impressive. I cannot even tell you. I remember that I was so hyped after that. I really enjoyed Renalla's fight. I think we can rank her after. But then I came across Radahn and Radahn was just so much better. I really enjoyed the overall arena, the abandoned battlefield with all those remaining flags and just a lot of bones. And you can see that this very intense battle took place there, and then Radahn himself was just absolutely epic. His moveset, his poor horse, and then the cutscene we got after, definitely an S+ tier. I mean, we can rank Crucible Knight and Misbegotten Warrior after. I just put it there so that I could shit on it. Yeah, because it's definitely not a spectacular fight. And as I was exploring the castle after Radahn's fight, I think it was quite okay, but then I was like hoping for another great fight, and all we got was the Crucible Knight and Misbegotten Warrior. I don't know why this duo. Maybe I don't know enough about the lore. Overall, it was quite underwhelming. I'm thinking if it deserves like a separate category that we could just call poop or whatever, like the shittiest fights. But no, I'm just gonna put it to D as well. Let's do Renalla now. Is it equal to Radahn? No. So she definitely had, like, the whole manner was great. Amazing build up to the boss. And when you enter the cutscenes and the whole idea behind it, like the design was great. The boss fight was very different from Radahn's, let's say. Not as epic. It was more just emotional. Very different feeling to it, but also very great. I don't know, I kind of fell in love with the game more once I encountered Renalla, because she was so epic. So maybe she deserves to be up there with Radahn even. I remember being very impressed, but I'm definitely more impressed by Radahn, so I guess we can leave her leave her here. Astel. I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion, but I really love Astel. I think that it's a great boss design, probably because I love everything that is cosmic. So from the way he looks like, to his moveset, to his like spells and all that, I think it was absolutely great. An A tier. Even though maybe I like him a bit more than the Regal Ancestor. It has like a different feeling, but I feel like I maybe like them equally. Elemer of the Briar. I feel like when you're ranking this one, you're ranking all Bellbear Hunter encounters in the game. I don't think that I found them all, but I definitely found a lot of them. I think that I defeated some of them off camera even, because, you know, the fight is quite repetitive. It doesn't get any new moves or anything, so I might have just like done it off camera or edited it out. But yeah, overall I think that this is one of the best bosses, like mini bosses in the game. Great moveset, very deadly, very intimidating, and I love that they kept it in the Nightwing too. I think I'm just gonna put it in A. Just the way he intimidates you, just slowly walking towards you. His sword is probably one of my favorite ones in the whole game, even though like I didn't use it on in my playthrough. Oh, look at this poor fellow. Leonine Misbegotten. I forgot about you. I was actually thinking of deleting him. I added some more bosses, but then I deleted them. You were supposed to be deleted. I don't think you can compare to any of these bosses here. You go into the D category. I guess it's an honorable mention because it was quite tough. Okay, it was very tough for me because you encounter him so early in the game and he is very relentless, and I definitely struggle on him. And what saved me was my Ash of War, where I would just spin to win basically. Yeah. So it's definitely not the best design. I think that these bosses, these mini bosses, even the Crucible Knight and Misbegotten warrior duo, they should be ranked separately with other mini bosses. So maybe it was my bad to even like adding them in general. Well, I was supposed to delete Leonine. I forgot. I'm sorry, Leonine. Okay, Morgott can wait. Let's rank Red Wolf Radagon. Red Wolf of Radagon, sorry. Okay, definitely an overused boss, but when I first encountered this boss, it was great for all the obvious reasons. I think that the design, the way he looked like, the sword, of course, like references to Sif, and the moveset, the magic, everything was absolutely amazing about this boss, and I really enjoyed it. So I would say that it's like it deserves an A, but then it was so overused that I'm definitely not the only one who just felt sick and tired of fighting the boss again and again and again. And every time I saw it, I was like, oh man, oh man, this again. And even in Nightwing, I feel like it is annoying to fight, and most of the time we just try to ignore it unless we have like high damage already and we can nuke him. Like that initial encounter with Red Wolf of Radagon was great, and the design is great. It's just overused. Okay, well, let's just rank the Gargoyles. Maybe it's not a very memorable fight for other people, but it is definitely for me. Like overall, from software, Gargoyles left a scar on me, definitely. Like in Dark Souls 1, I really struggled with the Gargoyles, and again I was thinking that maybe I shouldn't be playing this game, and in the end I ended up summoning Solaire to help me because I just couldn't kill them. And then Elden Ring came and it was just as horrible, and I also had to summon. So I think this is the only boss that I used a summon on, and I summoned, it was D the Hunter that I summoned, yes. And basically he won the fight. He definitely won the fight. He staggered them, he dealt a lot of damage, he did everything. He definitely did everything, and I just I remember this fight with horror. It wasn't an awful design, like having two enemies to fight is not awful. I guess overall, like Gargoyles, the Black Kindred are a bit tedious because they are so tanky. I wouldn't say that it was a very great boss fight. It was like scarring. It left a scar on me. I would put it in C, I would say. Okay, Morgott. Morgott was great. I loved him. Margit was great, but Morgott was like next level great. I really love the moveset, and the reason why is he where he is, and his little cutscene. I think he had a cutscene, wasn't just voice lines. Maybe the cutscene was just him walking down the stairs. I don't remember now, but I think that he was great and I really enjoyed it. And the way he let go and basically unleashed himself in the second phase, screaming at us like, look what you made me do or something. I think that everything was epic. And yeah, I think he deserves an S. I really liked it. And then we have Mohg. Damn, how many times did that bastard annihilate me? I think it was 43 deaths or 44. I definitely struggle, but I think it's great. I really enjoyed all the blood weapon arts are definitely one of my favorite ones, and I think that it's like his arena was great. The fact that it's hard to even get to him is great too. I got through Faris questline, but I know that you can find a teleport in the, where was it, consecrated snowfields. I think you can find a teleporter that gets you there too. Well, his arena was magnificent. And the fight itself was really great. I think I'm just gonna put it to A or S. Does he deserve S? I think like Renalla is only there because of the cutscenes and then like that emotional aspect of the fight. Because the mechanics of the fight wasn't that great. I mean, she summoned a bunch of stuff. The first phase was just interesting. It wasn't really challenging or anything, but it was just interesting. Mohg, damn, Mohg deserves to be an S, doesn't he? No, I think an A. He's like a strong A, almost S, but not really. Godskin Duo. This is definitely one of the most epic battles in the game. It's not, again, super flashy, no cutscenes, no anything, but like if we're ranking these based on the vibe, it definitely belongs to the S tier. The build up to the boss, where you fight the skinny one, the Godskin Apostle, and then you fight Godskin Noble in the Volcano Manor, and then you fight both of them in Farum Azula. I had a lot of fun fighting them, so I think that they deserve an S. I really like their spells and their moveset, and the way the Godskin Apostle was just like spaghettifying and the Godskin Noble was... I remember that, it was so funny. They basically won some of the fights because they made me laugh so hard that I couldn't even fight them, especially the Godskin Noble. I think they deserve S because I had a lot of fun with that fight. Oh, we also have Metyr. It was very interesting to fight yourself. Something about seeing yourself like that and then being able to fight yourself. If we rank this based on difficulty, I think that it would be at the bottom of the list. But like based on the vibe, I think that it belongs to C. Nothing too special, but something about it, something about fighting yourself was special. And the whole mechanic, this just silver blob can turn into you, is definitely very special. Okay, next we have Sir Gideon Ofnir. I added him because he is an honorable mention, and there are not a lot of human, just like normal human boss fights that are very memorable, but Sir Gideon Ofnir definitely is one of them. The fact that he knew all these spells, and he was really deadly. I think he killed me a couple of times by basically nuking me, deleting me from existence. And yeah, I think the design of him was amazing. I'm thinking like, where should I even put him? Is he like more B tier? He's definitely above C. I'm just thinking if he's, well, I guess he cannot compare to Mohg, but he's like in his own league because he's just a tarnished one like me. We put him to A. I think he deserves an A. He's like a weak A. It's kind of weird to put him with Margit or Mohg, but at the same time, I think he deserves it because he is just a tarnished like me, like all of us. Okay, Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy. Definitely one of the most memorable boss fights, not only because of his famous voice line together, but just like the overall design of it. The Volcano Manor is one of my favorite places in the game in general, and then this boss fight, the arena, the design, like how the boss looked like, and then the gimmick of it. I obviously refused to use the weapon in the beginning, and I just tried to use my normal weapons. That didn't work out that well. I think that it was very fun. I don't know if it's a popular boss fight. To be honest, I don't remember what you told me in the comments, like what was your opinions on this boss fight. But for me, it was very, very fun and very memorable. I'm gonna put it to an S tier. I wonder how many people are gonna fight me or like not get mad at me, but like be, you're making no sense by it. These bosses should not be up there. But I remember having a lot of fun with Rykard. I think he deserves to be there. Fire Giant. Fire Giant was epic. But I don't think that he was as epic as Rykard for me. Like the fact that he is a giant, yes, that is amazing and very impressive. His cutscenes were great, but the mechanics of the boss fight, I definitely struggled a bit with him, and the fight was very long. I think maybe because of that I didn't get to appreciate him as much. It's not an S tier boss fight for me. I think it's an A. I think I could put him into the B category even and not feel bad about it. Lich Dragon Fortissax. That was our first epic dragon boss fight. It's definitely more epic than Aegil boss fight. I didn't enjoy it. You know that I didn't enjoy most of the dragon fights in general, and Fortissax seemed very hard for me. Like even now I have that other boss that is similar to Fortissax. I don't remember how it's called. Somewhere on the path to Bale. So he still lives. I never went back for him. I love dragons. I love their design. I just don't like fighting them, and I just never learned how to fight them properly, I guess, and that's why I never got to appreciate them more. B. I'm kind of a dragon hater now. To be honest, maybe Fire Giant is a B too then. Yeah. I guess sometimes it depends on the mood that I'm in whenever I'm fighting these bosses, and if I'm like a bit less patient that day or just like not in a very good mood, then maybe I'm just too harsh on the bosses on that day. But I definitely don't remember the Fire Giant or Lich Dragon Fortissax as something that would feel very memorable to me, or like the design or mechanics that would be very impressive to me. Like for the Fire Giant, I really love the cutscenes and how he looked like. Godfrey, First Elden Lord, and Horalu. Both of these in one. That was great, but also very intimidating. I remember the Horalu phase. Something about bosses when they run at you, when they charge at you with empty hands, they only have their hands empty with no weapons, and then they try to grab you, and it's the scariest thing in the world. I love Godfrey. I love that he doesn't feel hate for Tarnished. Like all his voice lines, like I'm getting emotional even thinking about it now. His fight was definitely very different because it felt like he was respecting the Tarnished he was against. It's a very memorable fight. I think it's an S tier or an A. No, it's an S tier. Malenia. Okay, Malenia, you go there, sit by Radahn. You deserve that place. I love Malenia. Most of you do too. I think there were only maybe a couple of people that really dislike the boss fight, but only because it's hard. It is definitely one of the hardest boss fights. Yeah, I died to her like 150 times. So yeah, she definitely was very tough. She tilted me and I couldn't play the game for 2 weeks or something when I encountered her, because I really thought that I cannot do it. Her water float dance move just kept killing me. I couldn't get past it. I didn't know how to deal with it, and I was getting so upset. But after a while I really learned the moveset and everything, and then I also, like, after the fight I put my summoning sign and I helped a lot of people and I had a lot of fun. And I think that even now, if I went back to the fight, I would still remember a lot of her moves and it wouldn't be as difficult. And yeah, her design is amazing. Her arena is amazing. Her moveset is amazing. Her second phase and OST is also amazing. And now we have Dragon Lord Placidusax. Okay, that just goes to S+. No no debate there. This is one of my favorite boss fights. It was hidden. I don't appreciate that because a lot of people, I think, missed the fight and it's too epic to be missed. But how we got there, the cutscene before, then him being in this little cocoon in the middle of the arena, and then his moveset, the way he went into the clouds and then he would charge at you from the sky, everything was absolutely amazing. And let's not forget like the nuke attack, the ringing in the ears, everything about it was amazing. Definitely my favorite dragon fight. I don't know if it's like really my favorite boss fight, but it definitely deserves a place alongside Radahn and Malenia. We have Maliketh, the Black Blade. Damn, this fight. The first phase was so tough. I couldn't get through it without losing a lot of flasks. It was really hard. And then we had that special item that we could use on second phase, and I couldn't find the right timing for it. I guess I didn't try enough. I was kind of just like, well, trying to beat him. Maybe I should have experimented more. But when bosses have first phase that feels as tedious as the Beast Clergyman, you don't really want to mess around with the boss for too long. So yeah, maybe I wasn't patient enough, but I think that it's an amazing boss fight. Amazing story behind him too. Him being Marika's shadow and containing the death in his blade. Epic, absolutely epic. S tier. Well, we're ranking these epic boss fights, but we still have like Commander O'Neill and Commander Niall that I put there. Shall we rank them? Commander O'Neill. I almost forgot about him, to be honest. I added Commander Niall. I think it was just like a more memorable fight for me, and also, well, I guess they're both in Night Rain. Maybe I just encountered Commander Niall more than O'Neill. I think it was an average boss fight. He kept summoning the moveset. I don't even remember his moveset or anything. I don't remember his OST. C tier fight, I guess. Commander Niall was a bit better, but I don't know if it was like that much better so that I would put him on B tier. He was more impressive than O'Neill, like I remember his moveset. I would put him together with O'Neill, but I think that Niall's fight was better. So he's like an C+. And now we have Radagon of the Golden Order and Elden Beast. At first I was thinking of ranking them separately. I know it's one boss, but I feel like I really loved Radagon. I loved his moveset, I loved his weapon, and all the golden stuff that he did to me, and how in general how he looked like. But then the Elden Beast kind of killed the vibe for me. It felt tedious. Obviously I didn't know that you can use Torrent. I never tried that, so just like running up to him, chasing him around, felt bad. Felt really bad. I think I'll put Radagon here. S tier, and it's mainly because of the Elden Beast and how he killed the vibe for me. It feels sad, but that's just the truth. I don't know. He is a strong S. Like, he is nearly there. If it was the other way around, I know it doesn't make sense for it to be the other way around, but if it was the other way around, I would probably put it to S+. I would find Elden Beast annoying, but then you get to Radagon and it's epic, but now it's the other way around and I don't like that. And now we move on to the DLC. Divine Beast Dancing Lion. Very hard, very messy, very flashy. I really love the fact that he was using all these elementals against you. I think that it's great. Like, his design was very flashy. That's all I remember. That's all I remember, that it was very flashy. I think it's an A, yeah? I think it's an A. Like, in seeing the bosses that I put in here, this felt better, definitely. Strong B, but weak A. Romina, Saint of the Bud. She's an S. She is an S. Something about her is an S. Yes, she was very beautiful. All the butterflies, like the colors, definitely gorgeous, but I really enjoyed her design and her moveset. I think it was very fun to fight her. I don't remember how many times I died. I don't think it was more than 20. I will have to check, but overall I had a lot of fun. And I think that it's a great boss design. It was very interesting. It was interesting to learn it and to see it, to experience it, and I really enjoyed it. Let's leave Metyr for now and let's raid Golden Hippo. To be honest, like the other tier lists that I looked at, I don't think they had the Golden Hippo, but I decided to add him because he was definitely a very memorable boss fight. And the fact that I thought that it's gonna be easy and then I struggled for quite a while on him, I think he is up there with a Fire Giant and Fortissax. Kind of an average, but definitely better. Even though I did have a lot of fun with Niall, but I'm gonna leave it like that, I think. Yeah, B for Hippo. Metyr, Mother of the Fingers. I was not really that impressed with this fight, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I'm gonna put it into B category too, which feels quite weird to put it together with 3 Sentinel and whole Golden Hippo and Fire Giant, but from what I can remember, I was not very impressed. I love the arena, the boss design. It was messy, but I feel like it could have been better, and then the moveset was quite simple. I remember that the second phase looked quite spectacular at times, but all in all, this is probably a boss fight that I would forget to mention. Even if like someone asked me what were the bosses in the DLC, I think that I could just forget about Leda and her allies. I just wanted to have another humans-based fight because I already added Sir Gideon Ofnir, and it wasn't definitely very easy and it was interesting, but I don't even know how to rate this. I could possibly just put it in A category. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. To be honest, this fight deserves a separate category and we're gonna just create it. Add a row below. Separate category for this fight alone, and we're gonna call it emotional damage. Because honestly, I don't know. Let's make it gray. Yeah, this is just emotional damage. I don't know how to rate this. I think it was great. It was interesting that you just fight other tarnished because some of them are protecting Miquella and some of them are against Miquella, and I think the design was great, but it was too emotionally damaging to rate it. Loretta, Knight of the Halictree. She is very badass. That's what I remember the most of this, that she's very badass, and I loved her moveset and I really loved the weapon. I think that if she had a cutscene that would have made, I guess a lot of bosses could have had a cutscene to make it more epic, but especially for Loretta and for Renalla that we can rank after. Like something was missing from that fight. Something was missing. Like it was great, but it wasn't like too memorable. I think it's a strong C. Like she is definitely above Niall, O'Neill, and everyone else in this category, but like at least the Fire Giant had a cool cutscene and he was just enormous and looked epic. Loretta was just badass. I'm gonna leave her in C. Then we have Renalla. She should have had a cutscene. She definitely deserved a cutscene. She was epic. Absolutely epic. Her weapons, her twin moons magic, and everything about her was... Her moveset was so great. I had a lot of fun fighting her. She's one of the best designs in the game when it comes to the attacks, I would say, and the way she moved around the arena so gracefully. It felt like a dance. I felt like I'm dancing with her, and I really appreciate this fight. This is an S tier for me. Putrescent Knight. This is the boss that taught me how to be more patient with bosses. He was difficult at the beginning because he was holding his weapon above his head and I could never tell when he was about to attack, and it made it so much more difficult, and his combos were very long. So he definitely taught me how to be more patient and wait it out. Just dodge and dodge and dodge and dodge and then dodge some more until you can land one attack, and then you're back to dodging. The design was very scary. The arena was very beautiful, and by the way, I just saw this recently, but people are comparing his arena to Metyr's from Dark Souls 3 arena. They look very similar, people are saying, or maybe even the same. I haven't looked into it too much, so I don't know. He's an A. He's an A. Yeah, definitely an A. Then we have Commander Gaius. A lot of you hated the fight, but you said that it was different when the game came out. He was very unfair, and I guess you never learned how to love him. I appreciated the fight a lot. I think it was very fun. I had a lot of fun fighting him, and I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna put it to the A category too. Like, if I had to compare Putrescent Knight and Gaius, I don't know which one did I like more. I think that I had more fun with Gaius. Putrescent Knight was a learning experience. Commander Gaius was just fun. Then we have Scadutree Avatar. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I'm gonna put it to S tier. A lot of bosses. I have a lot of bosses there. I really liked it. The arena was magnificent. The sunflowers design was magnificent. The OST is one of my favorite OSTs in the game. I listen to it even now, like I keep listening to it. I think it was absolutely amazing. The shock after you fight the first one, you think that you're done, but then you're not actually done. And then after the second one, you think that you're done, but you're not actually done. I think that was amazing. I think the overall design was very different, and I really enjoyed it. And I love that they went for this different route, and with the Earth-3 avatars, we just kept fighting them. There were those putrid Earth-3 avatars and the normal ones, and we just kept encountering them, and it was, I wouldn't say it was very repetitive. I didn't get like sick and tired of fighting them, but I love that they came up with a different approach for the Scadutree Avatar, and I absolutely love this fight. And then we have Mythra, Lord of the Frenzied Flame. This is an S+ for me. I loved everything about it. I'm a huge fan of the Frenzied Flame, so it makes sense that I love this too, but I feel like the build-up to the boss, the Abyssal Woods is one of my favorite areas in the whole game. I enjoyed Mythra's Manse a lot, like exploring it. I loved it. And then we got to this boss with amazing cutscenes, with amazing story behind it. Honestly, the whole lore around the Frenzied Flame is gonna be the first video that I'm gonna watch probably, because I'm so interested and I'm so mesmerized by all this. And then the boss fight, Mythra was amazing. I love his moveset. Someone said in the comments that Mythra feels more like Dark Souls 3 boss rather than an Elden Ring boss, because he's not as messy. His attacks are way cleaner and a bit slower, and he is like this perfect boss fight. I feel like very balanced, not too hard, not too easy, beautiful and interesting. It is definitely an S+ for me. Then we have Mesmer the Impaler. I had a lot of fun fighting him. He definitely felt almost impossible. I definitely thought that he's gonna turn into another Malenia for me, because I felt like I cannot get past some of the attacks, and I felt like there's no time for me to attack. Together with the cutscenes and the amazing, impressive second phase, he is an S+ tier for me as well. Okay, we have Bale the Dread. That's an S+, no questions asked. How could this not be? Do you remember the build up to the boss? Do you remember Egon? Do you remember the fight itself? He was epic. I think that the build up to the boss fight impressed me more than the boss fight itself. Like, the boss fight of Placidusax is more memorable for me, but Bale, he's very special because of the other things, like the build up, like our climb through the jagged peak, and then Egon. Egon definitely made this fight so much more special and very iconic. And oh yeah, I did struggle on this boss. Now that I remember, I refused to use the Dragon Hunter's katana. I used some normal weapons instead, and I was barely dealing any damage, and I got a bit upset. And then I finally decided to use the weapon that I was provided with, but then I forgot to upgrade it. It was a very messy experience for me. He would be below Placidusax for me, but he's still an S+ tier. Promise Consort Radahn. The very last one. It is also an S+ boss fight. Maybe it's just because I love Radahn. I kind of feel like I have to put him there, even though I could put him to S tier and not feel bad about that too. I guess the fact that it's the last boss of the DLC and the whole game makes it more epic. Maybe the second phase was a bit too flashy and too messy for my liking. I felt like my damage was not good enough. Carrying him was really fun, and I think that some of the moves were quite similar to Renala's, and that made it a bit easier to parry. I think in general it was an epic boss fight, and The moveset was not too hard, especially when you spend as much time as I have in the arena. 104 deaths, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the second phase was a bit too flashy, but I guess it makes sense to wrap up the whole Elden Ring game, the DLC. It had to be something like that. I know that it was a lot different for a lot of you because you played this game when it came out, and Radahn was more unforgiving and had some crazy attacks or some crazy timings, if I remember correctly from the comments. A lot of you had PTSD from that fight, and I understand why. I definitely got a bit frustrated at times. I was mostly mad at myself. I kept making stupid mistakes that would cost me a lot of flasks, and then I would have less flasks for the second phase, and second phase was just so messy that you had to have like a lot of luck to get through it. But I still enjoyed it a lot, and I think it was a very well chosen design for the last epic boss fight of the DLC. So here it is. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I had a lot of fun just sitting here and thinking back on all these bosses. I feel like I could have talked more about music because I have been listening to the OSTs for the past week on repeat. I just didn't want to yap too much, but some of my favorite pieces are for Midra and Mesmer, also Regal Ancestor Spirit and Scadutree Avatar, Godskin Duo, Malenia. Those are definitely my top OSTs that are just constantly on repeat. If you decide to use this template and also rank the bosses, please share in Discord so that we could all see, compare, discuss it. And yeah, I'm gonna have a video or two where I will react to lore videos by Vadividya. I have some in mind, but if you have suggestions, please leave them in the comments of what you would like to see. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.